Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. As always, every week we'll bring you the information you need to keep your life safe and secure. My name still remains Patrick Abambo. Today, I'll be bringing you a potpourri of issues that dominated the affairs in the last 1 week. I must say that the last 1 week has been a mixture of news, both good and bad news in the airwaves concerning issues of security. First, I want to start with the issue in Lagos State. We had looked at the situation in Lagos State. When I say we, talking about the Security Watch Africa report, to find out that there is need for total rejigging of security structure and architecture of Lagos State security. We cannot fold our hands the way it's been for some times now and watch hoodlums terrorize innocent Nigerians living in Lagos. The menace of the Bado cult group, or whatever they are called, is getting too alarming and is too disturbing. We had received a lot of calls from that axis of Lagos State, and we have had to send our team to visit Ikorodu and tell us what is happening. And the information from Ikorodu is terrible, we must say. The governor had said that these people, the Bado group, they are not spirits, they are human beings, and they must be fished out. Yes, he has charged the traditional rulers to go into their communities and make sure that these Bado groups are fetched out. But I must state here that it's a failure of the security agencies. The Lagos State Police must have not lived up to expectation, because we also have reports from the Gondo area, Aziz, where robbers are terrorizing some residents. We have them messages that have been sent to us pleading for support, for assistance, so that they can sleep with their two eyes closed. Yeah, still, the Lagos State Police and other security have not done anything to alleviate the suffering and the cries of the people in Lagos State. We would wish that the authorities concerned will put everything in motion from now to make sure that Lagos people living in Lagos sleep with their two eyes closed, because Lagos is the mixture of Nigeria. It's a complete Nigeria. And when Lagos is not at peace, it means that Nigeria is not at peace. And so we will once again call that from all the authorities that have the power to ensure that there is change in Lagos State must effect that. We are going towards election in 2019, which means criminal activities will become more than it used to be. So the police in Lagos State and other security agencies must up their game, or the authorities must do something drastic and urgent, because it can't continue like that. But that brings us to also good news. During the week, we want to report here that there are good news coming up from different states in the Federation, particularly Imo State, where in just few weeks, 3 children that were stolen had been retrieved from the various gangs, syndicate gangs that were specialized in adopting children and selling them. One particular case was, was quite disturbing, that this child had to be transferred to 7 different stages. But the police in Imo State have been able to retrieve this child and handed over these children to their respective family. That calls for celebration, really. You can imagine the mood in those families, how happy they would be to have their children back to them. That is what we're talking about, police being proactive and going in seriously to do their work. Not only that, the suspects involved have also been arrested. Investigation is on, and they will be charged to court. Also, the period where there was a period, that same week, armed robbery gang that were going to operate were also relayed by the police team in Imo State, in the metropolis of Owerri, where 2 of these suspects were killed and 2 arrested. Several arms and ammunition have been recovered from them. And that's, like I said earlier, Nigerians must support the police to do their work. A particular policeman also in Imo State alone had been able to stop some robbers who wanted to rob a filling station. And like I said before, and I keep on repeating it, we must support the police to do their work better. By next week, we'll be bringing you the visual recording of some of this, and we'll get the Commissioner of Police to actually tell us in detail how this has been, how this were done by next week. Same in Kogi State. Kogi State is quite, I must say, heartwarming, because before now, Kogi State used to be the headquarters of kidnapping and armed robbery. People dread to pass through the highways in Kogi State. But kudos to the police in that state, led by CP Wilson Nalegu. They have rounded up so many armed robbers and so many kidnappers that you will not hear of any kidnapping again in Kogi, which is quite strange. But we must commend the police for what they're doing. Maybe it's only the issue of political issues where some people were rallying and somebody was killed. That is politics. But still, we want to charge the police in Kogi not to let politicians waste the lives of innocent Nigerians. We will also, in the week, bring you the visual interview about the detail about what is happening in Kogi State. Away from Kogi State, we must tell you that Nigeria is becoming much, much safer than it used to be because this dreaded Boko Haram group have been downgraded, and yet we need to be able to do so much more to make sure that their powers to harass and kill innocent citizens is totally eradicated. This is leading me to call on the government responsible. We visited the Damboa community. Along the Damboa road, that is talking about Borno State, the road is terrible. I must say terrible. And this has led the Boko Haram elements to plant IEDs, improvised explosive devices, on the bad spots on this road that when you pass on that road, if you are not careful, you may be blown up. And that is affecting people from going to their communities. Security Watch Africa visited Damboa. We passed that road that had been dreaded, and it's on record that that road had not been passed for more than 5 years. But we passed through it, of course, with the support of the Nigerian army, who had made the place now passable for people, but still with some escorts because the road is bad. We have the visual, and we have an interview with one of the road users, in fact, the vice chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, who spoke to us about the importance and the need to urgently repair the bad spots on that road to prevent bombing and to clear the shoulders of the highway, because these hoodlums hide on the shrubs to attack innocent road users. So let's get you the interview we had along the Damboa road.
Ina ba su chairman na hanya wannan. Hanyar Damboa to Maiduguri. Dalwa da Kalari. Muna bi hanyar nan da fasinja da kuma motocin kaya, dokan masara da sauransu haka. Mu 'yan union ne a nan zamu sallame direbobi, wani lokaci kuma muna tafiya tare da escort mu je Damboa mu dawo. Yana damuwa mu dama game da ramuka wannan, akwai damuwa sosai. Kuma ka san wani lokaci mutanen banza har suna sa mana mais a cikin ramin nan. Muna da damuwa dama ramin. Muna nema gwamnati, muna nema alfarma wajen shi game da taimakon wannan ramuka a zuwa ya mana faci, kuma akwai itatuwa wanda yana gefen hanya ya zama kamar kilomita ɗaya muna so a sare shi. Alhamdulillah su sojoji yanzu wanda suna yi mana escort game da hanyar nan, alhamdulillah suna yi mana kokari sosai 100%. Wani abu ya faru ma suna yi kokari sosai, ba mu ga laifinsu ba har yanzu. Mu dai muna roƙon Allah ya kare mana su lafiya.
if these roads are not urgently taken care of, it's difficult to say that the attacks by the Boko Haram elements will be eliminated. We urgently call on government, both federal and state government, to fix so many of these roads that are along the road. The Biu Road Highway is also there. The Bama Highway is also there. There are so many roads that need urgent attention for the government to look into, because these spots, the element plant the IEDs, and as soon as the vehicle passes on it, it goes blown up. And please, we repeat, government should attend to this. We know that the Nigerian Army had tried, the Nigerian Army engineers have tried to fix some part of the roads, though it's not their responsibility, but as part of helping to protect the lives of people, they have fixed some roads, and they have cleared some of the shoulders of that highway, like Laji Yerima did say. They need to clear the road 1 kilometer so that you'll be able to see who is hiding anywhere. But away from Damboa, there is another man who is coordinating the police in the Zone 1 Police Command, talking about CP AIG Kayode Aderonti. This interview was done about 2 months ago, but you can see that it's quite relevant. It's quite relevant because we must put every effort to ensure that police is responsive and do their work. Let's sit back and hear AIG Kayode Aderonti.
Very calm. Politically, it's very active. It's calm. Crime-wise, we thank God, it's been wonderful. All those challenges that we had before, like cattle rustling, armed robbery, all those things have gone down as we dived to the barest minimum. So moving forward, we are trying to place all the necessary architecture that will guide and shape this zone to make it #1 in the Federation. As you know, it's this Zone 1, and what we are aiming is to have it to be the best police zone in the Federation under the able leadership of the Special of Police, IGP, and Idris MNI. Not just from what I've seen since I came on board last month, I believe that police on eminent, setting up of eminent persons group has been very impactful. It has actually narrowed the gap between the police and the public. This time around, we're bringing people with the wherewithal. We are bringing opinion leaders. We are bringing religious leaders. We are bringing business leaders. The economic powerhouse in all the free states together under one umbrella to leverage with the police, to be at the vanguard of opinion leaders, to actually narrow the perception problem that we have with the public. Because when people see such eminent personalities, working with the police, they tend to see that, look, police is not the way, the negative perception we have about them. In Kano, for example, we had a meeting with the eminent persons group just last week when the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Judge Diko, came around, and you need to see what happened in that in the hall. It was a kind of an inspiration and very reassuring that with these personalities, then we are going to have a new police. Those people who are miscreants and that believe that taking to criminality is the aim thing, Kano is not a place to be. Not only Kano, Jigawa, and Katsina, all the three states under this zone, it's not a place to be because we have in place all the security measures that will take care of you. So we don't believe that. In this zone, we don't believe in saying that we have to go to other zones. When you come in here, we take care of you, and you end your career here. And prison, at least the next place, and to be sure that we take you there. We're not going to drive you to a neighboring state to start to cause all mishap. Here in this state, we have all the network in place. Our intelligence is robust. Our men, officers and men are well motivated. They are ready to go. And I think, let me just put it out that this zone is Zone 1, and to remain zone in all areas of crime busting and crime prevention. I'll just say that if you're unfortunate not to have attended this MNI course, then it's quite unfortunate. But for us, for few of us, select few, including the Inspector General of Police, who has the opportunity of attending that course, we should count ourselves lucky. Because attending the National Institute will shape your life. It will shape your thinking. It will shape your service delivery, and it will shape the way you go about doing your business. So in a way, the course has been able to energize us, including the National Police, really to put in all policies that we believe will in place necessary security measures that will protect lives and property within the zone and under the knowledge of the IG throughout the whole country. I'll go in A if I need to grade him. I know a lot of people will say, why should you give him A? Because I've seen him work closely, maybe more than few others. In the area of strategy, vision, mission, he's been very straightforward. He's been very straightforward. Being policing in line with international best practices, the welfare of officers and men, promotion here and there, across board. You ever see the successful takeoff of the 10,000 police recruits that have been inducted into all our police colleges, and this is something great. This recruitment has been on, but for him to ensure that this thing actually take off as ought to be, first of this year, it took off in all the police colleges, staff college, all the main police colleges in the federation, and even police schools, in most of the state. It's something that is very, very awesome. The IG is kind of a brother to me, it's a brother to me, it's a friend to me, and somebody with such a good heart. We don't expect anything than success. This first year, the learning curve has been good. It's been a learning curve, and moving into the second year, the Nigerians should expect something that they've never seen, any IGP done before. It's going to unleash a series of policy measures that will be impactful for all the personnel and for the public. And by the time you start to make all these pronouncements, that people will see it. To me, he has done very well. He's a quintessential police officer. He's an officer that can, stand anywhere in the world.
Welcome back. Speaking about the IGP Idris Ibrahim, quintessential police officer, that is quite heartwarming. We want to say that a lot still has to be done by the police nationwide to ensure that Nigerians sleep with their two eyes closed. And also, because police is the lead agency in terms of internal security, so we must always call them to their responsibility for some of the commands that are not doing what they should do. They must sit up. They must work with the public and other security agencies to ensure that security is tight in those states. Yes, in Lagos State, that we mentioned earlier, a lot still has to be done. Yeah, the governor has invested so much in security with 2 helicopters, with so many patrol vehicles, so many APCs. People are asking, why would crime still reign in Lagos State? It's something that calls for questioning seriously. To date, the Bonla children, boys that were adopted, are still not being found. The children from the mother college, a lot still has to be done in Lagos State. As we commend the Lagos State governor, we also call him to do much more to ensure that these children are recovered alive. And also, yes, the RRS group has been doing yeoman's job, but IRS group is also in a task force that is charged to ensure that when you call on them, they will respond quickly. But in terms of the police command in Lagos State, there is need to actually rejig the administration. Yes, let's go to another state of the Federation that so many questions were raised in especially last December, November, December last year. But in January, just like as we call on the IGP to do something drastic, the police authority in Abuja to do something drastic, and they did. They sent in another police officer to take over as the Commissioner of Police in Enugu. And we can tell you 6 months down the line that command has changed, that people are praising them. Let's take you to Enugu State, where we visited to assess the security situation.
The Archbishop of Enugu Catholic Diocese, Archbishop Emmanuel Chukwuma, has commended the Enugu State Police Command under the leadership of CP Danmala Mohammed. The revered leader of millions, while speaking with Security Watch Africa in Enugu, said security in the state is tolerable.
When I hear people talking about Anambra's security, I think Enugu should also have a pass mark. Because as far as I'm concerned now with the present dispensation, Enugu is relatively peaceful. Because I think the police is doing their job, and we don't have much of kidnapping anymore, and most of the areas are calm. Most of the hoodlums, I think they've run away. There's need to do more.
The Archbishop added that for the police to do better, they need to be well equipped.
The police to be equipped, because if there's equipment and they are reinforced with the facilities, then there'll be more efficiency, particularly in terms of vehicles and communication equipment, because there's need now for the police to be highly equipped to be able to do some intelligent work and track down some of the hoodlums and so on, because some of them are having sophisticated weapons, sophisticated equipment that needs to be matched. And when our policemen are not properly equipped, therefore they are handicapped. So I think that has to be part of the government's work to do. Maintenance of their vehicles. Sometimes you find some places they don't even have much money to fuel the vehicles or even repair the vehicles. So I think they need much vehicle. Even the CP needs a jeep. Because you find that there are many areas that may want to go and see what's happening there, but with these cars cannot go there. So there's need for a four-wheel drive for whoever is in charge of the command of Enugu Police, and that will help a lot for him to be more efficient, and that will also make him to be very much encouraged to do his work.
Security Watch Africa visited the Enugu State Commissioner of Police, CP Danmala Mohammed, as part of the assessment of security situation in the state. CP Danmala spoke to Security Watch Africa on security in the state and statistics of the achievements of the command in 6 months.
The state is relatively calm and peaceful. As we can see, people or members of public are going about their normal business without any hitch. So I can say that Enugu is very peaceful. Total number of 905 cases were reported. And I'm glad to tell you that 198 cases were successfully prosecuted and the conviction was secured. And in the process of this prosecution, we prosecuted 1,409 people. And out of them, 408 were convicted. And if you are in my anti-robbery squad, they arrested armed robbery suspect 87 in number. 38 currently they are ongoing trial, and 19 vehicles were recovered. About 250 different calibers of ammunition were recovered. Then the kidnapping cases, even though kidnapping cases in Enugu State has reduced drastically, I can say we only recorded about 3 cases of kidnapping. But even in those areas, we succeeded in rescuing the 4 victims, successfully, hale and hearty. And we have 18 suspects involved in kidnapping cases. And those 18 suspects are facing trial in the court of law. Then in my anti-kidnapping unit, anti-cultism unit squad, we arrested 100 suspects. And out of these 100 suspects, 30 had been convicted. The rest, they are facing trial. And we recovered about 120 different type of weapons. You have to live above board. 2, leadership by example. You have to avoid issue of sentiments. Your officers treat them equally. Those who erred, applied sanctions. Those who perform very well, encourage them, motivate them through commendation. We can write a recommendation to IG for their promotion. Once we take this line of action and you avoid issue of corruption and bribery, you are good to go.
He threw more light on 2 major breakthroughs by his command.
Example of 2 cases. There is the one I inherited of one chief example in Nachi of Uzowani local government who was kidnapped in December 2016. When on assumed duty, I encouraged detectives to make sure that the suspect involved in the kidnapping were detected and arrested. And God help us, 4 suspects were arrested and they confessed to the crime. They took my detectives to a forest, they call it Malaysian forest, in Uzewani local government of Enugu State, where the decomposed cause of the disease was recovered. And the 4 suspects, as I'm talking to currently, they are facing trial in the Higher Court in Enugu. Then another one which gives me concern, which I think is a challenge, is the killing of Woman Sergeant Helis Sandy, who was an orderly attached to the deputy governor of Enugu State. She was attacked by armed robbers on her way home in May. She was killed and they took away her bag and phone. But within the period of 2 weeks, God help us, we were able to detect the 3 suspects. We arrested them, we recovered the phone of the deceased from them, we recovered their operational weapon, and we recovered the vehicle they used. Those 3 suspects, currently they are facing trial.
The Commissioner of Police, who assumed duty in February 2017, has brought about peaceful coexistence of all tribes living in the state.
My message to them is, we are here to serve them 24/7. They should feel free. Any useful information they know to assist us to achieve result, they should not hesitate, they should give it to us. And I'm assuring them that whatever information they give me, I will treat it with confidentiality.
Security Watch Africa met CP Danmala Mohammed adjudicating over an issue between the natives and some Fulani men in his office.
Even outside Nigeria, if similar things happen to them, nobody will not praying for anything. But our youth must be warned, must be controlled. They should stop taking law into their hands.
A lot of people have called that the time for this program should be extended. Yes, we would love to extend it because we have enough material, but we need your support. You can buy even 10 minutes, 20 minutes into this program so that we can get more time on this. I will sponsor the program entirely. As this program comes every day, there's no sponsorship from anybody, and that is affecting the production. It's only the dark communication that is giving us free airtime, and we'll struggle to make sure that we get this in on air. We must commend the management of dark communication for providing this the airtime for this program. But you that is benefiting from this program must support this program. Support this program so we can do better than this. We must live here so that other programs will continue. Until we come your way again next week, I will say bye for now and remain blessed.